Good morning. It's Thursday, February 13th. We're looking at the S&P 500 and let's talk real briefly here what happened. Yesterday we said if we could hold up above that, we gave some prices for some pullbacks. We won't go into all that in depth right now. But we held up above that. We had the biggest pullback of the morning was to 68.5. We had some prices down 66 and 60, actually the low right there 63.75. That was a price that we had, but we said that would likely not be the price the market would use. So some things changed when the market reopened again for Thursday for the Globex session. So finally in the afternoon we started to get some push, and then really the market opened here, and then we had Thursday's prices, and we had these two KPs here, and what happened is we traded 1 point above this KP right here, and then you can see we got a big sell-off, and we came all the way back up, tested the KP here, and then came down to this. We had 63.75 yesterday, but the CPA was 63.25, so it came here within 2 ticks of that. And then I drew these prices in. Of course, these are not prediction points, but here's 73. We used that. We did not trade up above that here. And then in the Globex, just want to have you have the whole picture here. We traded, when we traded back below here, got a little reaction right here from 54, but what did we say before? We said if we broke down, and then things changed. So breaking down here definitely opened things up for lower. And I'm going to pull this in a bit tighter here. So you can see we never used this. We traded up above it, never used it. So coming back here, right there, that definitely makes sense, coming back there to test that. We've used that, and we've really used both of these, and they're extremely close together. Yeah. So we would not be anticipating that. So these are 2 ticks apart, so pick one. Doesn't really matter which one you pick, just pick one of those if we get down there. But ideally, for the time being here, we'll get back to this, but you can just see that that opened things up here for lower. It made a lot of sense right there. Yesterday we said, where did we have, right here. So we said lower than the KP at 58, all the way back to 39. We could go that low. And remember, we had 49 yesterday. So we used yesterday's prediction point within a tick or two. And stalled out just here in front of this 47.25. I would have liked to see this come all the way down right here to 47.25. That would have been more ideal, and use that. So let's hop over here and talk about what we're looking at here for the morning, for the open, how this is all going to go. So something that I don't do a lot that looks like it's going to be useful here this morning is probably something a bit like either this or this. So we're up above the CPA. Let's see how far we've really used everything up here except this 75 area, 75.25. We've really used everything else. We used this here, we used that there, we used this here, we used that. So we've really used all of that. Now it doesn't mean it couldn't use it again, but what could happen here on the open around 6:30 right here, we could get a pullback down into this area I'll break this down on a tick chart in a minute and I'll post that, but we could get a pullback here into this 61, 75, 62 area. And if we got a little bit bigger pullback, it would be right here, that 58 area. That's also yesterday's KP, so we could see that area right there, 57.50. Yeah, something like that. Much below this, I mean, obviously we can never just ignore a price. Like, you can't just ignore a KP here. But it'd be pretty unlikely that this is going to be a very significant price here. Breaking down below here would start to open things up for lower again. So this area, and obviously you can tell, I mean, we talked about this 60 area. That's been important. 61, 62. We have the CPA here. So kind of this range right here is going to be important this morning. So if they can hold it up above there, then we're going to look for another push up. That should be pretty obvious where we're going. Somewhere up here, 89.5. And then if we can't continue up there, then we're going to what we'll likely see at least some pullback into the 45 area, 41 even right there. So there's some prices in here that we'll throw in there. 37.5, 34, 33.5 right there for the CPA, which we really use those, so not ideal. Or more in that 41 or 37.5 area. So here's the moral to the story. If things don't hold up in this area, it's very possible that we see a lot more selling. You know, a considerable amount, at least back into that 41 area. Of course, if we can get through here, we got to get through that 37 area, but there's a bit of room down there. So that's definitely not the first scenario. The best case scenario for higher would be that this area can hold up. And if we can have that area hold up, then we can look for higher, and if not, then we've got a ways to go lower. So there you have it, and we'll see you in the live trade signals.